The Wednesday week is sponsored by Michael Constantine Wealth Management. We bet you can't find a financial advisor closer to Hillsborough Stadium.
Right, ignore this lot laughing. More. How do you like it? The headset's back, the mannequin's back, and I've got Ash, Steve, Ben, and Simon. We're all back together for a League One tear-up. How's it all going, chaps? Are you all right? You all having a good time? Is everybody cool about the upbeat for the season?
A League One tear-up. I love it.
League One's where it's at.
That's it. That's where the party's at.
Who needs the championship? Fuck them.
Yeah, that's what all saints were singing about.
And that was about 15 seconds.
Yeah. So
the sweepstake done.
Early F-bomb there, kids. So just to keep you abreast, Ash, we've locked in a basement, looking at the colour there. Ben's been in prison, and we've got Simon Steve as well. So there you are. Like, that's what's happening tonight. So we've got a new look. We haven't got a new look. We will have a new look because Simon knows an internet man. And good evening and welcome once again to... Oh, Steve knows an internet man. Sorry. I lose track of
the type of internet man Sinos you don't want to know.
Yeah, you can get rid of your history.
So let's talk about football. It's been a long time. England dropped the ball in the final of the European Championships, but I tell you what, it did fill my football cup significantly watching the football. I do need to ask though, is anybody a bit all footballed out?
No.
So, I think for me the England Euros was just a preamble of the season that's to come. It wet my whistle, shall we say, for the football extravaganza that's going to come in the next 8 months.
I'll tell you what it did for me, Ash. Have you ever done that thing where you bought the new FIFA game? Usually in the ones where we're in League One, and first thing you do is play with Sheffield Wednesday, and you go, yeah, come on, and then you play with a good team, and you go, Jesus, Sheffield Wednesday is shit, aren't they? Like, you know what I mean? And it just makes you realise, like, when you see people like Bukayo Saka and Jadon Sancho absolutely smashing down the line at a rate of knots, and we go, oh, do you remember when Adam Rees used to do that 5 years ago? You know what I mean? It just bums me out.
I don't actually remember him ever doing it, to be honest.
I play FIFA and I take penalties like Saka and Sancho. So but I did get a photo from my lad earlier when he plays FIFA, and it's apparently we won the Europa League this season.
Oh, well, there you are then. Thanks a lot for joining us on the Wednesday week. Managed to be down fudge.
Season done.
Yeah, did it. It's that.
That's it.
It's that.
We'll take it.
Your Lewis is in line if Darren Moore gets the old Spanish archer. You know what I mean? So we'll go from there. Right then, so let's talk about new signings. Let's talk about Huddersfield. Let's talk about Sheffield Wednesday. Let's talk about Darren Moore and his tight trousers. Ben, I'm looking at you because you're the one who's most recently out of school out of a lot of us. So, you know what the concept of homework is and, preparation and all the rest of it. So who have we signed? Are they any good? And, who's that striker we've got with no goals and all the rest of it? He's a good-looking sod, isn't he?
I've literally done about half an hour just before, because being honest, I've not paid much attention to pre-season or anything. Obviously, you see signings coming in and stuff like that. But for me, it's promising. I was speaking to Simon when we were out on a weekend, and we sort of said it is a little bit similar to last season. We are quite positive about it all. We just hope that they gel a bit more than they did last season.
Do you feel that we are in a better place now in terms of squad size and ability than actually what we were last season?
I think the midfield, definitely. I think we've got a better midfield this season than last. In terms of central midfielders, it's stacked, isn't it? You look at who you can pick out of the ones we've got now. You've got Bannon, Luongo, wing, Byers, Adeniran, who, if I'm honest, he was the only one that didn't really convince me against Huddersfield. But it's his first game. He's only 22-year-old.
It's his first game and he's 22?
No, first game for us.
Oh, right. I was going to say, bloody on fire. Whoever got him from. Now, for those who went to Huddersfield, now, Simon Ash, you went, didn't you, you guys?
And
tell me.
And Ben. Oh, just you, Fudge.
Just me. I tell you what, let me tell you what I was doing when that bloody thing was getting played. I was sat getting screamed at by some middle-aged bloody woman. I said middle-aged, she was my age. About some bloody woman
Middle-aged.
Who had to wait 8 minutes for a porn star martini, and she screamed at me for 27 minutes, and she got pulled out by her nostrils by a big burly doorman later on that day. So I tell you what, let's talk about Huddersfield. Simon, I'll come to you first. Was there anybody that stuck out to you in the, we've all seen Bannon's big racing back, and it seems like Bannon's in Sheffield to stay. What about the new guys? Did we create anything? I saw a desperate clearance from Wing, and everybody was lauding that, even though he just hoofed a boot at it. I mean, how was it you saw it all?
I don't. Obviously, you've not seen. Oh, right. Okay. We'll start from the back. I thought the keeper played really well.
Yep.
Some good saves. I think he looks assured. He looks what we need. I think the question mark over the other two keepers, we all knew they were a bit shaky, which obviously affects the back four. So I thought he played really well. Palmed it out a few times. I know Ben's a keeper. I was we were a little bit, but that's what a lot of modern keepers do nowadays, isn't it?
I think the one in the second half, it just moved a lot, and it did bounce right in front of him. It was a difficult one. He didn't cover himself in glory with it, but I can see why he struggled with it, because it was an awkward one.
But I thought other than that, I thought it was superb. I thought Wing looks a right prospect in the middle of the park. That where he hoofed it out, he didn't, Dan. He was literally looking for the pass. He was actually trying to look for the pass, and he put it. Was it over to Hunt?
Yeah,
it was over to Hunt, wasn't it? And it was perfect. It was a perfect ball to Hunt.
I'm just trying to do some Adrian Durham type of radio here. I've got to be negative about some things. I'm trying to encourage people to get in touch with us and call me an idiot. Like, you know what I mean?
In regards to what you said about Adeniran, Ben, I thought he was absolutely superb.
Yeah, I did as well.
I thought he was brilliant in the midfield. I thought it was really, really good. You noticed him, which is one thing, and noticed him for the positivities. Jaden Brown, when he came on, I thought was superb.
Yeah.
But he does appear to only have a left foot. There were a couple of times where he cut in the box and he just thought, hit it with your right. And he had to cut in again to hit it on his left. He had a shot saved, didn't he?
Yeah, for me, he probably looked most dangerous, actually.
Yeah, he did.
Who?
Shodipo he went off injured, didn't he, in the first half?
Yeah, he didn't have.
I just thought that he dropped a little bit too central sometimes and left. Was it Palmer at the back a little bit exposed? But I don't think saw him long enough. I was impressed. I was really impressed with the players. I really was. I really was impressed with them.
Okay.
It was like the final pre-season friendly for me.
Yeah,
I think
it feel like it, didn't it?
And yeah, and I think that was the right way to go as well. Really, to be honest, I didn't expect much from it. New signings, like say the keeper, a good start for him. He made a couple of good saves, which confidence and things. Left-footed, he seemed to kick well. Apart from his right foot, he had one that screwed off. So obviously, I think he's obviously left-footed predominantly. The midfield, yeah, I was quite happy with it, to be honest. I think Wingy played well, like that. Like I say, that hoof ball that was pinpoint accuracy. Yeah, it was good. The only, to me, and this is really probably negative.
Are you being hypercritical, Ash, or are you just being Ash?
Yeah, I'm being Ash, yeah, because I've got to find negativity, like Steve says, in everything. I thought Patterson, I don't know what he was doing. I thought he was absolute awful. He won 2 headers, I think, and then to nobody, fell on the floor. Obviously, it's we call it pre-season, so, but I think he was the only negative out of the one for me.
Okay. Now, Steve,
and that's been really because he didn't have that much thing, but every time,
I don't think we've set up on Sunday, and there's lots to pull at there, and largely would agree with what the lads have said. I don't think we've set up Sunday in any way, shape, or form that would have covered Patterson in any sort of glory. No. I don't think we've played Sunday to his strengths at all. I think if we're going to play him up top, he's never going to be a 9. He's not going to be a 10, but what he will be a pivot where other lads can run off him. and I think that would come with time potentially. I think, we're talking about the game, but in terms of the players that we've signed, the squad that we've got in, like Ben has said, I think we would all agree that we were probably in this sort of situation last year when we've got people over the line, we've got signings that have come in, we've got players that are going to come and improve the squad. And we were excited last year, and then we went and won the first game, and we got points out the first 2-3 games, didn't we, last year? And then all of a sudden we're staying up. The point deduction means nothing, and then it went to shit as soon, very, very quickly. I think from a personal point of view, I've learnt lessons from that. I'm excited about the squad. I'm excited about the players that we brought in. But my feet are firmly on the ground. I'm tempering everything that's happening with a little bit of realism.
You're coming over to my side then, Steve? Yeah.
No, absolutely not. There's a 10-foot fence between where I am and you are. The worst I'll do is sit on it. So.
I think this season now,
even like in the last, what is it? It's just 8 on Tuesday night, and in the last hour or so, we've got buyers over the line. We've got the new lad from Wolves is coming. Is it Corbiano? He's coming in. There's rumours about Johnson coming in. I still think we're potentially going to get at least one more signing. And I don't think the side that we played on Sunday represents a side that will start on Saturday. And I don't think the side that we start on Saturday will be our strongest side in a month's time, to be honest with you.
We have to get an out-and-out striker, don't we?
Yeah.
We have to get, because the guys that like Johnson could play up front, and if we get him, obviously.
Sorry, Johnson, who? I've been at work all day. What's Marvin Johnson? I thought you were on about
Andy Johnson. Andy Johnson, the bald-headed guy.
Yeah, Andy Johnson, mini David Beckham lookalike. Yeah, David Beckham, mini me. Yeah, I know.
20 years ago, I'd take him, but yeah.
I thought you meant David Johnson. I thought, God, he must be 45 now. What are you on about? Or then I thought, Bradley Johnson. He might come to us. He need to play up front. What are you on about? Is that just something that surfaced on Twitter recently because somebody just decided it'd be banter?
Couple of days though, it's quite a strong rumour.
It seems to have been the same with buyers as well. His name's been mentioned at the same time.
Yeah, it's a good job. It's a good job. None of us follow like at Chansiri, is it? Like being a bit weird and follow, and then like go. Oh look, looks like at Chansiri the CEO has signed someone.
Ash, you say it's weird. Like
he's a kid.
He's got 100% success rate, and I do like the idea that there's some ropey old fella like from Mexico going, I'm just going to follow this kid, like, you know what I mean? It just absolutely slaughters me.
Mate, it's weird.
Let's get. Go on.
Look at the players though that we've signed. I think if you actually look at the demographics of them in relation to last year, is we bought different type of players.
Yes,
we've got different type. They're young, hungry players. They've all got a good, when you talk the guy about the guy who's been signed by Wolves, I know on the group chat yesterday, Ben was saying, the Wolves fans are saying how great he was. And you made sort of reference that Watford guys had said the same about Alman Abdi. But the two different, Alman Abdi was like end of his career. This kid's 19.
I think you're right. I think there's a definite correlation, a definite difference between the type of players, because we became famous as Sheffield Wednesday around 2016, 2017 for, if you're an established, very good championship player, come and have a play for us. Come on. You know what I mean? Yeah, and we kind of got him. If you look at your Jordan Rhodes, your Gary Hoopers, Kieran Lee was an established player, even though we're going back a bit further. But we just kind of went,
weren't we? We were a cash cow. We
just signed them up.
Laughing stupid money. So we signed players who probably have never earned that sort of money before. And they came to us, and did they really need to? Hopefully these lads are coming through are the future England players. They might well be future England players.
We had one of them. We had
one of you last year.
Anyway, these are the guys who cut the teeth at clubs like us, a League One side, and then go on hopefully to play in the Premiership. I'm really upbeat about these young players. At the end of the day, I don't think they're there to take a wage and do an Adam Reach and move on and sign a 3-year contract somewhere else.
I tell you what, let's get on that later on, because that's absolutely blown my bloody mind.
They're not all young though. If you actually look at them, there's only the Wolves guy who's 19. But like Byers, 25 on a.
They're all sort of 24, 25.
Yeah, 20. So they are all right. The young tours lads, of course.
He's 22, isn't he?
I'll tell you what stuck out to me. is that usually when you go down to League One, and I've used this term quite a lot on this show over the years, when you go down to League One, what you buy is shit kickers. Do you know what I mean? You buy Addy Newhughes, you buy, you know, Callum Patterson is actually a proper, really good League One player, like, you know what I mean? Because the style of football and the level of football is terrible. It's poor. And if you're physical and if you're determined, you can succeed at this league. John Parkin, at one point, you know what I mean? He was a Premier League player just by shit kicking. Do you know what I mean? I think he got promoted to the Premier League. I think he then went to Fleetwood not long after Ollie took Cardiff up. But you know what I mean? There's an element of physicality that comes to the signings that you get in League One, and we've not done that. We've signed quick, fast, exciting, and you know, we probably could have done with these last year, if I'm honest. Now, in terms of, we'll get on to outgoing players in a second, but just to round up on Huddersfield, Ben. You know what I mean? You're young, you're enthusiastic, everything's great in Sheffield Wednesday world. You used to have a Lee Peacock on your shirt. Are you bothered about the Huddersfield game not having a League Cup run? Because we're old men, and I know what these lads will say. Concentrate on league, because that's what they're all thinking. They're all old men. Now, I'm going to come to you, because you want to win as many football games as possible, right? Or are you pragmatic?
Yeah. The only thing that bothered me about the Huddersfield game was him coming on up front, fraud, coming on, missing 2 sitters, and then taking first penalty. I just wish that first penalty had to come to Cop, because he'd have crumbled in front of Cop. It were all right for him at Leppin's Lane end.
Yeah.
But if he had come to Cop and take that, I think he'd have whistle.
He was celebrating like they'd won Cup.
Yeah,
the Rhodes one was brilliant, wasn't it? Because he's come on and there were 10,000 Wednesdayites going, oh yeah, you know, it didn't work out for him. We'll give him a pat on the back. We'll give him benefit of doubt. We'll give him a round of applause onto the pitch and this, that, and the other. Within 10 minutes, he were giving it all that. And by the time the penalties had come, he was the most hated man in Sheffield. I've never seen a football, honestly, never seen a footballer come back to Sheffield Wednesday and turn the crowd against him like Jordan Rhodes did on Sunday. He was borderline giving it that one on the badge, and he was giving it all that. And I just thought, absolute charlatan.
Bear in mind, we did turn on him during his time because he didn't score 20 goals in his first 5 minutes.
Absolutely,
I understand that.
But for years, he was the most humble man. You know, he'd write his little letters and he'd give it this and he'd do that. And
people let him off because
I'm trying really hard, and then all of a sudden goes to Huddersfield, got number 9 on his back, and all of a sudden he's born and bred.
It's a bloody job, innit? Come on, it's like I don't subscribe to all that bollocks. He's come to Sheffield Wednesday, tried his hardest, scored a couple of goals.
Tried his hardest.
Got his 20 odd grand or whatever it was, and then he goes to another club and plays. You will.
Yeah. I know, but some of us, you see it as that, and a lot of us go with our heart rather than our heads. I understand why you think that.
Nah, it's bollocks.
But I think passion is a big thing with football, certainly with myself. And I was one of the ones like you, Steve, who said, I was one of the ones who was going, I weren't going to boo him, you know,
I booed him
somewhere else. To be honest, admirable was the fact that he not actually waited and signed for Huddersfield at the end of July to get his last payment. Like a lot of other players did. He did actually leave straight away.
Got that quick. Okay.
So he probably got more money in his first month of payment from Huddersfield.
Yeah.
Thought, actually,
even
not
if
wait
they
for
paid him £1,
payment.
he got more than what he was getting from our gaffer. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, fraud and Jodes aside, Steve. Fraud and Rhodes. I don't know who Jodes is. I've had a Grand Reserver. It's lovely. Now, Steve, I saw you shaking your head when I said we're not bothered about a League Cup run. Was that something you'd have fancied?
No, not at all. I don't. You know, I want next season to be one where we can get behind the lads and have a little bit of something to cheer about. And I think I tweeted it the other day. If we could have, and people are going to laugh at me, if we could have a decent run in whatever it is, Papa John's, St John's, whatever paint trophy,
mate. It's Papa John's. Come on,
it's all about the Papa John's.
Don't pretend you don't know what. Look at us. Don't pretend you don't know your takeaway joints.
Takeaways.
I just, you know, I see teams that get there, and for the fan base, with all the crap we've had over the last year or so, I just think there's a lot to be said for chucking a little bit at something like that, as long as it doesn't what's the word? As long as it doesn't impact on the league sort of campaign, if we can put some decent sides out and get some decent results, if we're going to be strong enough to be up and thereabouts, I've got no problem with us saying, right, we're going to treat a Papa John's or whatever it is seriously and see if we can get to a final, a cup final, and win something. Because a cup's a cup at the end of the day.
What I'd say to that was we have brought in a lot of new players, so there's going to be times for obviously we can't play them all. So for that gelling and bonding, if they can play in the Papa John's and still good players, obviously it's not like we're going to be playing the under 21s or something, and just extra game time for a lot of the players that probably won't play that much. I think it could be a good thing.
But then are you going to get success in a cup competition if you're only playing the fringe players? I mean, Joe Wildsmith is not going to win as the League Cup. However, I agree with what you're saying about the Papa John's trophy. You paint windscreens, auto trade, pizza trophy. Joe Wildsmith might be able to perform in that. You know what I mean? He's a great example of that because Cameron Dawson's not stuck around. And actually, on that note, then Ben, I'll come to you. In terms of outgoing players, I mean, we knew we were going to lose a few at the end of the season. Fraud and Rhodes being one. We've mentioned a couple of others. I mean, who's gone at the end of the season? And then we could talk. I've got to talk about Jack Hunt at some point as well.
It's ones that he'd want to have got rid of. I was saying this to my dad before game on Sunday that we've kept the better players that we had from last season for me, and we've got rid of the ones that we wanted, and somehow all the ones that we wanted, they've got moved to Championship, which baffles me.
How they managed to stay in the Championship? Now,
they were always going to.
But it's still. I don't get how.
I don't care.
Well, no, I don't.
All on Twitter with like the Star and all them saying, "Oh, ex Sheffield." I don't care. Does it matter? Does it actually matter?
Those people
that they've gone to
start of last season. We all sat here and went, even with minus 12 points, we're too good to go down. And we based that on Maristers or Adam Reachers. We based it on those players, Fraud and Rose. I love that, Adam. That's fantastic, Fraud and Rose. We based it on all these players because we thought we were too good to go down. And the players who didn't stand up to the plate were those players who we've let go.
Yeah. I must admit, West Brom trying to announce Adam Reach and the vitriol that we were.
How the hell they didn't go with S Club 7? That's a travesty, I'm telling you.
Listen, Monty Dangerous has been peddling the out of reach Gabriel gag for about 4 years. He must have been buzzing with that. It's like they went on his timeline to do it. Now, in terms of like looking at Rhodes and looking at Reach, I've got to put myself in Chansiri's shoes here.
It's voice. The voice is coming. It's coming.
It's not.
No, it's not. I can do it if you like, but what time are we on? We're 25 minutes in here. Now imagine. I'll do a bit of role play for you here, kids. He's gone. Listen, lad. Someone's gone in.
I know you haven't.
Listen, no, hang on. Someone's gone into Chansiri's office and he's gone. Listen, Dapon, what are we? Listen, I think it's probably a good idea if we get rid of Jordan Rhodes and we get rid of Adam Reach, right? And you as a businessman in your head, you'll go, bloody hellfire! That's 14.5 million quid I've got to let go, and I've just wasted it on bugger all. And that's that. You know what I mean? You've got to look at it like that, haven't you?
So Chansiri has been in lockdown, been to South Yorkshire elocution.
Christ almighty! How much money? How much is it to bloody pint in here? I love the way he's become quite Yorkshire now because the ticket prices have gone down, the beer prices are expensive. You know what I mean?
But he hasn't been in Yorkshire
than we are now
for about 2 years. I think it was necessary, weren't it? We got rid of all the. Not Deadwood, but the high earners
But we should have sold. What I'm saying is, we should have sold them with a couple of years left on their contract to make some money. Because I actually thought that the reason we got Barry Bannon to sign that contract extension wasn't for him to stay at the club. It was we could recoup some money for him if he went down. And we've kept him, and we've got rid of the ones that are literally our 1 and 2 highest ever signings. You know what I mean? We've just let them go for free. And ironically, I completely agree with you. They are the players that needed to go. They are the players that we needed to get out because they just weren't performing. And I find it embarrassing as a Sheffield Wednesday fan that our 2 biggest signings from 2018 have been our worst, two of our worst players that we've got. Do you know, to me, it's difficult to try and comprehend. Do you know what I mean?
I think that's the thing, isn't it, Dan? Because the worry, and I'm with Ash. I don't really care. All those players that have gone needed to go. But the thing that will stick with me is if we get to sort of Christmas time and Adam Reach has scored 15 goals, including 5 worldies, and you're thinking, what the bloody hell happened in the last 2 years? Jordan Rhodes scores 10, 15 goals next year.
That ain't going to happen.
But
not saying it, but that's the thing. That's the worry, isn't it? Or not the worry, but that's the thing that sticks with me.
Yep.
That tells me more about the player than it would anything else.
Yeah.
The mentality, the where it you've got the bollocks when it's up against the wall, 12 points minus. They haven't got the gumption, they haven't got the heart for that. And that I would gone well back to my old man.
Hang on. Let me proffer another example there. Now, for example, is it down to the player, like yourself, and not digging deep and not going in and going, right, we're up against it, let's go? Or was the toxic atmosphere around that club so much? Because we all know that Adam Reach had some, mental health issues involved in what was going on. It looked like he'd stuck a hemorrhoid cushion up his jumper at some point during the other season. Do you remember? Like he was having a bad time. Do you reckon it was just being around that club that created that mental issue that we've got? Or do you reckon it was them going, Bondist, I want to get out of here? You know what I mean?
More of the latter, to be honest, mate.
Yeah,
I think there are players there, and this is the whole issue with football as a whole. Is there are players there who know, and it's happened, that if they leave a club, there's more likely than not another cash cow waiting to take them on and get a contract with them. And it's happened with Tom Lees. It's happened with Adam Reach.
The only one who's not is Westwood, isn't it?
Odebaggio going to QPR.
Harris looks like he's going to go to Reading.
Yeah. So these guys have walked into. It's almost like they've given them a show reel. So, example, Adam Reach's agent has given a show reel to West Brom, which is basically misses the entirety of him pointing places and pointing to players and welching out on tackles from last season. And it's just basically all the goals he scored the season before. The world is.
Yeah, my favourite bit on that montage that he sent was literally there wasn't one goal that he scored on that montage from the last 2 seasons.
Yeah,
not one.
Exactly. So the guy's heart wasn't in it last year. Ben and I were talking about Tom Lees. Tom Lees was never really the player that he once was. Once Leuven's retired, once Sunderland. He looked, not last season, the season before, he looked a shadow of his former self. And that was before all these pay issues and stuff like that. Kadeem Harris had 4 good games for us and then just went downhill.
Hey, speaking of Tom Lees, was anybody else really shocked on their announcement picture to see him smiling?
Yes.
Like has anybody seen him smile before?
No.
What was that about?
Maybe it's that he knows he's going to get paid on time.
Yeah, probably that.
And something else. I don't know.
Yeah, someone just tickling his back.
Oh yes,
all right.
Yes. A fluffer for the footballers' photos.
Just a bar stickler. If you want to know what a bar is, just Google it. It's right between the Gash and Gary.
Daniel,
all right, Steve, get me out of this Phil hole that I'm in. So Cameron Dawson going to Exeter. Good move for him?
It's a move for him. whether or not it's a good move.
It's on a knife edge, though, isn't it? Because if he goes there and succeeds, it's a win-win for Exeter and it's a win-win for Sheffield Wednesday. We've got a better player come back and a more confident player, and they've had a decent season out of him. However, if he goes there and Cameron Dawson's it up, it could be a career ruiner for him, right?
Well, it's going to prove that he's not at the level that we need him to be at, or the level that he's capable of. It's going to show that he's, the level of player that he is. I've said in the past, I think of the 2 lads that we've had under Westwood over the last couple of years, I think Wildsmith's a better goalkeeper.
Without doubt. Yeah.
For me, My positive experiences of watching Dawson was an FA Cup replay against Luton, where he played really well at Hillsborough. He saved a penalty against United, but other than that, he's just a goalkeeper. I think Wildsmith, I'm not bothered, to be honest with you. He doesn't float my boat. I wouldn't miss him if he went. I think, with all due respect to him, and good luck to him, whether he has a good season or not, I don't foresee him coming back and being our number one goalkeeper.
And let's not forget, he slagged me off on Apple reviews as well. Let's not forget that.
All the more reason to get rid of him.
Do you know what I mean? Now, Ben, come on. You're normally a lot more pragmatic because these pairs, Simon and Ash, are just going, "Oh, won't get rid of him." Now, come on.
I haven't said about Dawson.
I know you bloody will. I can see it in your eyes. I've known you a long time, Ashley.
Waiting.
Yeah. Saturday going, him. No, he's gone. He's all right. Bear in mind. So, are we? I'm pretty sure Simon and Ash are in the same camp as Steve. He's just Alan goalkeeper, a goalkeeper. You know what I mean? He's just man what puts gloves on. Do you see a different thing in Cameron Dawson, or are you in the same? You're both ginger.
I'm not too different. I think he had an half decent spell around Christmas, around sort of Christmas 2019, 2020. He had a few decent games. He signed that new contract, and then it seemed to all go downhill for him again. He seemed to go back to square one. Much like Steve, I'm not really too bothered about the move. It's, as Steve said, it's a move. It's allowed us to bring Peacock Farrell in, and I was saying to my dad watching game on Sunday that the way that we played on Sunday and the way that I think Darren Murray is going to want us to play, because it's a similar sort of system to how he played as West Brom manager, where you go be passing it back to your goalkeeper, and at times your goalkeeper is going to be under pressure with both his feet in his 6-yard box with one or two opposition players closing him down. And me out were in mouth enough with Bailey Peacock Farrell there. It'd have been even more so if Dawson or Wildsmith had been there.
Right.
Hence why he's gone out and got Peacock Farrell. So
right.
yeah,
Ash,
I think it's worked out for that.
Ash, don't tell me you don't agree with that. Come on, you must be all over that. You must be like,
yeah.
Oh, you just didn't like being pigeonholed. No. Is that what it was?
Yeah. How dare you? No,
are you the same? Are you the same side as well?
It was like you've got obviously Peacock Farrell, and you've got three keepers there. You don't need three keepers. It was, and for me, Wildsmith is the better out of the two. I don't see him Dawson going away. And even if he has a good season at Exeter, I don't see him as a future Wednesday number one. I still think they'll, even if whatever happens this season, they'll still look at somebody else to bring in, I think.
I think this is a shop window for Dawson, isn't it? He's still got a couple of years on the contract. If he has a good season this year, can we get a couple $100,000 for him at League
probably.
One, League 2 level?
Yeah, probably.
We get up. We get him off the wage. He's not going to be a significant wage earner, is he? But he's probably somebody who can return a little bit of money into the club if we can move him on.
Simon, give me a different view on this. Give me a different view. Come on.
No. I've always thought that Wildsmith was the goalkeeper that was always going to come through and do well for Wednesday. He was under 21s England.
He does get beats on his near post a lot of times, though, doesn't he?
I think the problem with him is he's about 3 years behind now, because he had that horrific injury, didn't he? And he was out for a long time. And I think he is, of the two keepers, he's the better of the two. But he is a couple of years behind in regards to the fact that he wasn't. There were a couple of years ago when he grew the ponytail, he was about a stone and a half overweight because he could barely walk. So the guys, I've not seen Cameron Dawson when he's played actually improve. He's just been pretty
big lump.
On that note, Simon, here's one. What about the goalkeeping coaching? So obviously Andy Rhodes was there, Westwood, but then he left, and Nicky Weaver, who for God knows must have stole a wage. He was awful. And I don't think any of the goalkeepers while he was there actually, like Westwood, they all went backwards. So you've got to look at that as well.
We've got a new goalkeeping coach.
Basso. Oh,
Adriano Basso, mate, at Bristol City.
Fishing petrol.
He is he's insane. He's not the fizziest drink in the fridge, but I tell you what, he can stop a bloody ball going in the goal. I like Adriano Basso, but a lot of people said that about Nicky Weaver. But I tell you what, I need to reference, and it's cast your minds back about 18 months. It's lockdown. It's May. We had a lot more access to the players, and we had those interviews, and we had Mark Crossley, one of the better interviews we did. Absolute consummate professional, and he spoke about Sheffield Wednesday, and he spoke about Wildsmith and Dawson because they were young kids when he was coming in. And do you remember he told us that he made a recommendation because they were going to get rid of one of them, but they didn't know which. And he made a recommendation to keep them both and said, these two are going to be brilliant. These two are going to be great. So what you're for saying essentially is Mark Crossley doesn't know what he's talking about. I'll tell him.
I think there could have been. I think there could have been. And going back to what Ash said, if Andy Rhodes, I know it's an if, so it doesn't matter. But if Andy Rhodes had stayed, would they have carried on progressing? Quite possibly so.
He was a big lad.
I do, because I think when Rhodes come in for Westwood for his first couple of seasons, it was a brilliant keeper, one of the best. And I think obviously he's left, and then that progression, like you said, Wildsmith had a pretty bad injury, so that puts him, like I say, 18 months, 2 years.
It was weird.
Anyway.
It was weird, wasn't it? Because if I remember rightly, Wildsmith was over Dawson when he first crept into the team. And then he got the injury, and then Wildsmith became the fringe player behind Cameron Dawson, which he never really got his space back, did he? And you're right, Si, he did bang a load of weight on and probably lost his sharpness a little bit, which is what an injury is. So I'd be intrigued to see where Wildsmith goes with Peacock Farrell, who, how old is that kid? How old is he? 24? He looks like he dropped off my newspaper on a Friday, Trader and Guardian.
He looks a bit like you. A bit taller, but he looks good.
He does a bit.
It didn't look very tall though. When he was in the cop end, it didn't look very very well. I mean, I can't talk like, but he didn't look a presence.
He's about 6
Ash,
foot.
You're a presence. You're a presence, Ash.
But I'm not tall. I'm just wide.
He's the big.
He's listed at 6'4", isn't he?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Get
out.
Bigger than me, and I'm massive.
I thought it was 6'5".
He is
a big lad.
Every inch counts, Ben. Come on.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. So that's enough with goalkeepers. Hey lads, we've managed to do 40 minutes with one game of football played, so we've done really well here. This is going well. Ben, I've noticed in the background you've got the Pete McKee typical Wednesday top there.
Yes, it's lovely.
Is it? What's the quality like? Does it give you the itch?
Good. It's good.
Because what I've noticed, and I was going to bring this up because the reason I haven't said it online.
It's brilliant, honestly. It's great.
No, the reason I haven't said it online about this topic is because it just sounds dead bitter. But have you noticed that if the Terrace Life put a Wednesday badge on a fossilized poo, we'd all buy it?
I saw on Sunday the Umbro zippy top, right?
Yeah. It's not right. They've not got it right at all.
I worship that track.
Whoa, stop. Just what, because they're not our best friends at the minute anyway. Let me
just say from a purely impartial point of view, right? I wore that top to death. And the tracky bottoms, that was in my heyday, in the 90s.
Yeah.
We won 91 Cup final. I love that. I bought another one. I went down to the shop that used to be under the South Stand, and I bought another one. And I wore them to death, to which point the tracky bottoms had like a fleece inside them, and they came open, and it was like your loft insulation were coming out. That's what it was like.
Oh, as long as it weren't your cock, that's all right.
It's the wrong
Listen,
blue.
if you're listening to this with the kids in the car, sorry, we're just setting a tone for the season here.
It's the wrong blue. I'm sorry, but Terrace Life, I apologise for this, but please, if you're going to design something, and then get people to spend, how much was it? I haven't bought one, but because it can't.
I'll have a guess at 40 quid.
But it's the wrong blue. It's a dark navy blue. It was a lot lighter than that. I saw somebody wearing it at the match of the day, and I went, thank fuck I didn't buy that.
They didn't really get the 91 kit right, did they? I think they changed the one that they actually sent out, but the original designs that they put online, you're like, lads, you've not done well here. But I think the one that actually came out was a better quality.
Welcome to the close show, everybody.
Yeah. Dead. I can't
remember. Can I just say on this though?
Go on, Steve.
If I'm sat listening to this, and I can't imagine that any executive.
You do.
No. I can't imagine that any executive anywhere at Umbro is going to be listening to it. And a lot of the issues around the Terrace Life gear, and this is no slight on the Terrace Life or anybody else or anything like that, but surely there's a market somewhere for some retro gear being actually sold, made, manufactured, and sold by Umbro.
And listen, this is where I was going to go, and I know it's a random topic for a football show, so this is where I was going to go. Have you noticed? Okay, so let's on your point, Steve. Umbro got bought out by Nike in 2010, so they're owned by Nike. And as daft as it sounds, you're right. All Terrace Life did, and these other places, they bought the license. It's an obscene amount of money with Sheffield Wednesday, because when it comes to tat, we're mint at it. We don't do good tat. We're mint at buying it as a fan base. And so Terrace Life bought the license so they can put the proper badge on. And it's at one of Ash's mates. It's Braithwaite and Son that have to look after the brand and all the rest of it. And I don't know why Umbro or Nike now have bought that license. It's not like they can't afford it. And if they peddle it out all over the bloody club shop, the 91, and I mean spot on replica of it, and the tracksuit that Simon's talking about, and that drill top with owls on the back that New York Owls managed to get, you know what I mean, from the 60s. Yeah. You know, I think it's an absolute goldmine. And the reason being is we are in a retro world right now. And what I wanted to pull at the thread is your retro, what you see as retro. Because, for example, I during the Euros, because now the England shirts are now 70 to 90 quid, everybody's now buying retro shirts from random shops. Do you know what I mean? And random outlets. You know, DH Gate must have been, I can't keep up with this. You know, I can't keep up. That's how they speak out there. I can't keep up with all these bloody things that's going on here. So
what you're asking is what we consider as retro.
Yeah, because because Ben's on.
Ben's 2002. Yeah. It's going to be something like that.
And I'll tell you what it was. The lads on the other podcast on Wednesday Till I Die, they have their version of retro, and because we were really excited about getting the 90s players on. Those lads have had the 2008, 2010 type of players, and
because we're old.
Yeah, because we're old. So
and nostalgic.
And I've got this thing where if it's before the new kit every year era, that's retro. Right. However, Ben, you started watching it, so we'll come to you last. So, top 3 kits, Steve. Retro,
haven't we? We've had the chat. Grey Fin looks absolutely number one. What's that? 88.
I think it's 87, 6.
Yeah.
Yep.
That one, followed by the green and white, 98, 89, 90. I think it is the Fin looks one.
Yeah. It's got to be black and gold, mate. Everybody goes for the black and gold.
It's a Sanderson black and gold. It's mad. Honestly, all my top 3 away kits are away kits.
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it? Go on, Simon. So 66, what?
1990-91 yellow with blue,
light blue,
baby blue and yellow shirt. Yeah,
superb. The Puma Sanderson kit that Waddle first wore.
93.
92, 93.
On. And I would certainly say
the one with the pinstripes in the sleeves. I always think of Chris Bart Williams in that one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Now it's a toss up now between the black and yellow, black with the yellow pinstripes. But we did also have an Umbro kit that was yellow with black and white pinstripes that then Chelsea ended up having.
The third kit.
Yeah, and it was absolutely superb, but the material was made out of Hessian sacks. The colour was shit. But
it's the Paul Warhurst kit, isn't it?
Yeah.
So are they like that? And because I tell you what it is. So we've got this thing now that people call it the Grail. You know what I mean? The shirts that you wouldn't mind owning.
Your mate.
You know what I mean?
And
I've been bullying somebody online quite significantly for a number of months.
You're not supposed to say that.
Sorry, I've been trolling. Hang on. I've been having a bit of banter with a kid online, and in no way making videos that slag him off.
Yeah, the Richard Keys. It was only banter. Yeah,
it's just banter. Big shout out to Alan March in your online football shirt shop. Okay, so that's an interesting one, that black and white pinstripe one, because that was brought out for a an away game at Newcastle where for some reason nobody had done the homework on what anybody's kit was going to wear. And then we've turned up and gone, God, our kits are way similar, aren't they? And Newcastle had to wear their away kit at home. And then we wore black and white stripes, ironically, as the away team. It was mental. All right, Ash, go on.
I don't care about football shirts, mate.
All right, Ash don't care about football shirts. So there's a solid lot to...
I don't. I've got no. I don't buy them. I do. Sorry, for my lad, of course. Mm-hmm. I don't wear them.
You told me Sunday that pink kit's best kit you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Tell him, Steve. Stitched up, mate. That pink kit is lovely, Ash. It is a lovely kit.
No. Yeah, there is kits that I like and stuff, but I'm not really a kit person. So okay. I remember the first kit I had, and that's about it.
Okay, so at the favourites, I mean, bear in mind, Ben, right? We'll come to you now. Yeah. So grey one, the Celtic one, black and yellow, yellow and black. Black and white, you know what I mean? And the yellow one with the baby blue collar. These are Wednesday favourites, right? Now, what are your favourite retro kits that you've been alive for?
Well, I knew that would come.
Yeah, fucking.
I like the ones that you've said and stuff like that.
Yeah, of course you do. You're a Wednesday fan.
They are the retro ones, but right.
Deco 20.
Here we go. Wandisco, Azerbaijan, Land of Fire.
The yellow Chupa Chups one.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you what, actually, while he's thinking, that yellow Chupa Chup one, our first one in the championship, I forgot relegated, without the flower on it, is a stunning kit. Yeah. Like, it's really lovely. But then here, bosh. And the first time I ever saw that we got sponsored by Chupa Chups was looking on big fat Kevin Pressman getting sent off after 30 seconds going, what the fuck is that? What is this? Who signed this off? I remember seeing it, and that was the first time I saw that it was bent up.
Right. If you remember 2000, it had been about 2008. It was the away kit.
I was probably drunk now.
I had top.
Is it orange plus net?
No.
I
did have the orange one.
Carbonate.
White. The white one with. Yep. It had like a bit of colour on like sleeves here.
Was
I think.
Plus net?
It was plus net, yeah.
Yeah, so it was white with a round collar, and it had blue piping, and it had black flashes on the undersleeve as well. Yeah. That's a classic one. I like that one. All right, I'll give you that one. That's all right.
That'll be all right. I'll go 2015-16 away kit. I like that one.
Oh yeah.
I've got top. Hang on.
Okay, so while Ben goes to get the top, we're just talking about kits. Welcome back to the Wednesday week. If you want to get involved on Twitter at TWWcast-Dan Fudge, at Dan Fudge. We've got at Ash Rogers, at Simon Jigsaw 1000, and we've got you're not Spendog anymore, are you, Steve? What are you?
I've grown up. Steve Spend 5.
All right, he's changed it.
I never noticed that, Steve. Oh,
yeah. He used to be Spendog Millionaire.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. So the one that we won at Brighton in would have been the best way of describing that one.
The one at Brighton.
Yeah. A kit like that, though. Who else had a kit like that?
Everybody who had Sondico that season, I think. And what else, Ben? What's last one, mate? Last one, old school kit. Because you're 20 years behind us, mate.
And I love that no one's picked a home shirt yet.
I did.
Yeah, but home shirts are all...
Right,
blue and white stripe.
I've not gone yet. Go on.
You know what? I think we'll look back on this season in 10 years' time and think them two are the ones.
These two this season.
I think home and away this season are absolutely spot on.
All right, that's you dodging the question, but I'll come back to it. But yeah, I think these two seasons this year are great.
I'll go for pink one.
Are you chucking it in there now? You're having it.
It's been out.
It's been out 5 minutes and you've boshed it into the top 3.
It's not even out, and it's in top at retro ones. Yeah.
Right. All right. Listen to Dan Fudge. Are you ready? You've got your silver, you've got your green, you've got your black and gold. Those are the echelons. Yeah, those are the top ones. Listen to
Grails.
Listen to a Dan Fudge alternative top 3. Yeah. Down. Are you ready? Right. Home kit, 1995. The one that everybody hates. I absolutely love it. Hey.
One.
The what?
Was that
Like the block blue?
Yep.
White in the middle?
Oh,
Yes.
The one that looks like you're wearing braces.
Yeah, I've got a photo of you in that, I think, Dan.
Yep, you have. You will have.
The Mark de Greiser kit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
UFC in the weave of the shirt.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was little details like that I absolutely love. Second one, orange kit, black and white hoop socks. You can't beat that. What? Come on, man.
Reggie Blinker kit. Orange Reggie Blinker kit.
Yeah.
Went all wobbly. Had the granddad collar. Yeah, good kit.
Love that one. Love the orange one there. And the most recent of the nicest kits was, I want to say 2018, an Elevate kit. And it had it was grey. And I think they only wore it about 3 times, and it had like a silver coming up inside, up into it. It very much similar to that blue one, but where it's blue, it's silver, and it had like a yellow pipe in. That was
on sale for about £8 in shop.
Oh, I'm going to buy a couple of them because only Sheffield Wednesday. When I talk about kits, only Sheffield Wednesday can release their kits for the season, with one of them being a camouflage one with the strapline "Be Seen." Well done, lads. You've done really well. I'm really glad we've seen Elevate. We're on the back of that. That's gone, and we've got 2 nice kits that year. That was a hell of a segue.
I need to look at that last one that you said.
2018 away, I believe. Go on, while you're Google it, like I say, if you want to give us a follow on @TWWcast, we're on Twitter and on Instagram. That's if Ben uploads any content. We're also we're on live on YouTube. If you want to get involved in YouTube and see our lovely faces,
it was great. It was great the other day, Dan. I put something about positivity, and someone said, "Oh, it's great to see Dan Fudge with positivity," and I don't go back.
Yeah,
and say,
it weren't me that tweeted.
That one.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that is a nice kit.
Yeah,
it's the nicest one that Elevate ever did, and it's.
Oh no, the black and the Netto one, the black and yellow one. That's
black and yellow one. Also,
I hate that one.
I tell you what, I've still got it. It's the only one I've not tried to sell, and it's all bubbly. It's terrible bloody quality.
But that was a decent one.
Yeah,
I cannot remember that kit.
That one.
It was only 3 years ago, Steve. It was,
that one.
Yeah.
He's had a hard couple of years as old Steve.
Yeah.
You know.
So, right, we've got 5 minutes left. Does anybody have any other business and going forward?
We've got to talk about first league game.
Let's talk about it, Ash. Go team.
I'm going.
I've been in the gym. Can you tell?
I can't.
No,
have you got a ticket, Smash?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Dan, you can't have my ticket. Sorry, mate.
Oh, you rat bastard. All right,
I'm going.
I'll remember that.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Went a couple of years ago. First game of the season, league game. Looking forward to it. I'm not expecting a great deal. To be honest, this is because a lot of new players, new season, League One, going to take some time. If it's a scrappy win, if it's a draw, obviously anything but a loss. Looking forward to the season starting. I think it's going to be good. Darren Moore, looking like the right man at the minute. He's doing some great business. So I got positive pants on. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Who are you and what you done with Ash?
I know, but it starts off like this, doesn't it? And then
Simon's 10 years older than you, and you're the grumpy bugger. You're the grumpy old man.
Yeah, well, Oh, you got to, aren't you? It's first game, innit? You can't like some of the Twitterati when we sign a player, like the striker. What's his name?
Yeah.
Kid
who looks like Vanilla Ice.
Rubbish. He hasn't scored in 28 games or whatever. It's like, give him a chance, mate.
Look at his assists, though. His assists are pretty good.
Well, it doesn't matter if he plays up front on his own, does it?
I tell you what, I've been watching that Ted Lasso. We should have a look at that Jamie Tart. He looks like a right player. Listen, all right. So I tell you what, Ash, let's have a prediction from me.
For Charlton, I'm going to go 1-0, a scrappy 1-0. Played half decent, not bothered, but I think it's the result. I think to start off with.
Ben, what about you on what you should now refer to as the Quatrième Mail derby? What are you saying?
Looking forward to it. I'm going. I think we'll put a marker down. 3-0.
There's no tickets left. Are you lads going out in London? I tell you what. Do you know what? We'll start that at the end. I'll meet you up there for a swill. Simon, what are you saying?
I'm looking at 2-0. I think
2-0. 2-0. Steve, come on, be pragmatic. This lot have lost their bloody mind. They're all being positive.
Yeah.
Draw.
Draw. It's going to be 1-1. That's what's going to happen. Put your money on that, kids. Sponsored by Sky Bet, Mansion Bet, all the rest of it. Go on. What are you saying?
It's on Sky.
Is it?
Oh, the Barry Bannon game then, isn't it? Barry Bannon game.
Can I ask the lads, right? Because we all discussed it today on the WhatsApp group. Somebody posted up, some young lad had put some predictions of where we'd end up in the league, and I think he said that we'd be 15th or something like that.
Yeah, Ben's mate.
He's not my son, is it?
You talked to him once, didn't you?
Yeah, you know how this show works. You talk to somebody once, you're now their mate. Ash has had some new mates for 2 years now.
Completely dismissive of Wednesday, and look, it's the start of the season. We're positive-ish. Right, where do you think we're going to finish in the league? Where do you think we're, just looking at it now, looking at the players we've signed, where do you think we are going to finish in the league?
Steve?
We did this at back end of season, didn't we? Like with Ash, we had an end of season review. Do you remember that?
That's when we had no players.
Yeah.
Now we've got some players. Has it changed? What did you say then? It's a good question.
I said mid-table. I said I'd take mid-table. I said I'd take a year in League One to rebuild. I think there's something about the business that we've done, and we haven't mentioned Chansiri, but I do think that Chansiri's the new COO, the new lad seems to be
Liam Dooley.
Is he a mate of yours, Ash?
Yes.
Ash, if you search WhatsApp for his name now, is he in your blower? Shut up! No. That's brilliant. Yeah, here we are. That's it. We're at tonight.
It's not in my blower at all.
Get me a ticket to Charlton, you absolute rat bastard. Get on your mate on WhatsApp. So, are you saying mid-table then, Steve? Yeah.
I'm saying final place. Everything that's happened, I'm going bottom end at playoff push.
Okay. Ash?
I think it's a disaster if we're not top 6.
Do you think we'll get top 6?
It don't matter but it's a disaster. I mean, it's got to bet you. Come on, we've got to go.
Ash, have you been listening to Simon Jordan this last year and a half during lockdown? Because, I know I have. Because he's been going, wobble wobbly. That's how I speak. Wibble wobbly. It'll be a disgrace. And Gareth Southgate needs to go. And
who's Bruce Forsyth?
Sorry, right. In order to do that impression, kids, what you need to do is marry Bruce Forsyth with Jonathan Ross, and you you stick your chin out like Bruce Forsyth, and then do your Jonathan Ross impression. Wibble wobble, wibbly, wibble wobble, wibble, and that's Simon Jordan. So join me next week, and I'll show you how to do Jeremy Clarkson.
No, I do. I really do think the signings we've made and the actual players we've already got are well enough for League One. So yeah, top 6 for me. Sorry.
Top 6 for me as well. Benjamin.
All that, Ben. And you've just.
I'm having it.
I agree. I think top 6.
Look at that. We've all gone for top 6. Do we all truly believe top 6? Go on, Ben.
Me.
Simon.
I'll come back to Simon then.
I'd bite my lip if we got top 10. I think top 10, any lower than 10th, I think is a disaster with the quality that we have got. You look at some.
Should he go then, Darren Moore? I know. Sorry, I shouldn't have that.
Fucking hell! 1 hour and 2 minutes into the first episode. Moore, does he stay or does he go?
Hey, but it's a question.
If we brought in a number 9, that's good. We may have him. The Wolves lad.
Keep leaving that shirt spare. It seems to be something we do quite a lot, doesn't it?
The Wolves lad, from what I've heard and what have you, they're surprised that he's not going to be part of their first team plans, Wolves fans, which fills me with confidence as a 19. Like we've got a 19-year-old in on loan that his parent club's fans think that he should be pushing for their first team, but. If we get another striker, we may not do, but if we do, that's going to be the difference for me between top 6 and top 2. Because I think, looking at the people at Ipswich have signed, they've assembled a really good squad and they should really storm the league. Whether they do or not is a different thing, but they should really be top two with the money that they've spent and the people that they've brought in. And then
add in Paul Cook.
And
I agree with that.
I think we should do all right. I think we're going to be top 6. Should be minimum, really.
Okay. Go on then, Simon. You brought that to the table. You must have one of your elongated speeches ready for us. Come on, tell us. I want to hear the minutiae.
I would have to agree. Looking at the signings we've made and the signings that we've made since Sunday, we have got to be top 6 at least. I think Darren Moore has assembled a squad, and this is what I've read and what I'm getting the understanding of as well from the press and from Twitter, social media, is that Chansiri has completely approached this in a completely new way. Listening to what we've spoken about the new COO, of how his input and what Ash has told me about the Zoom meetings that they've had with the player engagement fans and his input when the chairman's been there as well. That this guy isn't
Ash's input.
Ash.
Oh yeah, man.
What's been going off like?
You're
sat here talking about.
running
I've been sat talking about kits for 15 minutes to fill some bloody time, and you're sat there having Zoom chats and quizzes with the chairman.
And I think we've got a new approach. We've reduced season ticket prices. I think the advisor that has caused a lot of issues amongst fans. I think that advisor has taken a step back. I think Darren Moore has taken a step forward. He's been involved with the signings of these players. I'm really, I think Wing is going to be a great player. I think Jayden Brown looks superb. All I'm hearing about this lad from Wolves is just positivity, and he's going to want to push on. He's not a Gary Hooper. He's not he's somebody who's going to want to score goals. And if you've got Wolves fans saying, we thought he'd be knocking on the door at first team. Now this is wow. They thought it'd be so that we've assembled a group of players, and some of them have got Premiership experience in League One, not the Championship, League One.
I'll tell you what, I'd love to show you the first episode from a year ago when the season was about to kick off, and I don't think we had this level of positivity in the Championship. I think we sat here going, this is going to be a long old season. But listen. That's us for time, lads. That's been an hour. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome back to the show. Yes, I'm here again. My apologies. Thanks to Steve, Si, Ben, and Ash. I'm going to go offline now and find out what filth Ash is texting to the chairman in his group chat with his new mates. And I'm going to get some beard trimming tips from Simon Hill. Thanks a lot. My name's Jeremy Clarkson. See, it's good, isn't it? It's good, right?
No, it's not, Dan.
The Wednesday week is sponsored by Michael Constantine Wealth Management. We bet you can't find a financial advisor closer to Hillsborough Stadium.